Hello there and welcome back to another review. What? I hear you cry? There was a Fist of Fury 2? Of course there was. Now, this was made at the height of the Bruceploitation period and made in 1977. And there was a gap to fill at this point. Jackie Chan hadn't established himself yet, and we got so many Bruce knockoffs and people taking a play under Bruce Lee's name. But that period between Bruce Lee's passing and sort of 78, when Jackie done Snake and Eagle Shadow of seasonal films, Sammo Hung coming out with Warriors 2, etc. Between that period, sort of 73, 78, that sort of that 5-year gap there was literally a gap. There was, like, people were looking for that new star. They were looking for who was going to be the next big thing. And there was just, like I say, it was quite worrying. And I think with the Bruce Lee's names up, like the studios, I mean, they've had no confidence whatsoever, because their general consensus was if the star didn't have sort of Bruce or Lee or a play on Bruce or Lee in his title, in his name, then the movie would not yield good box office results. And that proves how little sort of the producers and production companies and film companies at the time didn't have a lot of faith with sort of the action stars in Hong Kong at the time, because they were still waiting for that new, who is going to be the next Bruce Lee, who is going to be the new person. And like, they were sort of saying, well, let's play it safe, let's just take the Bruce Lee aesthetic, let's take the sort of the image of Bruce Lee, and let's just like find people that look like him, let's like sort of change the name a little bit and tweak it so the audience think they're getting like sort of the new Bruce Lee. I mean, there was there was so many, too many to count. I mean, there was Bruce Lieh, who was in this movie, there was Bruce Lieh, Bruce Leung, Dragon Lee, it goes on and on. I'm only just scratching the surface there. But it's arguably Bruce Lieh who is probably the most famous of all the Bruce Lee like clones. And this film here, like we are looking at, is regarded to be one of the better movies from the world of Bruce Lee exploitation. Even so, I think many have even said and do say that it is better than Lo Lee's own New Fist of Fury with Jackie Chan. Alongside Bruce Lee here, we have Feng, who was in the original Fist of Fury, and our Japanese main villain is played by none other than the Shaw Brothers veteran that is Lo Lee. Of course, there was Fist of Fury 3, but we will get to that in all good time. Nora Meow, I think, would have appeared in this movie, but she opted to star in New Fist of Fury instead, which, talking of New Fist of Fury, let's be honest, it didn't really hit the marks that it should have done in terms of being, well, it's twofold. In terms of being like a follow-up to like a classic Bruce Lee movie, and also the other point of making a star of Jackie Chan, it didn't really succeed at either of them two things. And now I've seen New Fist of Fury so many times over the years. I've seen it a bunch of times, and every time I watch it, I always go in with the mentality like, it wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as I remember it from last time. I've tried so hard to like Fist of Fury, New Fist of Fury over the years, and although I don't hate it as much as some people do, to me personally, my biggest gripe with New Fist of Fury is that it feels like it never really gets going. It feels like it never really gets going as much as it should do, and when it finally does, it's too little too late. Unfortunately, a lot of the heart and soul of what made Fist of Fury so classic is not evident in New Fist of Fury, unfortunately. But Fist of Fury 2 actually fares better. It actually fares better than what New Fist of Fury does. A lot of fans have said that. I agree with that. It's by no means perfect, but for a slice of Bruceploitation, you definitely, trust me, could do a lot worse. Now, what is great about this movie is that it actually picks off where the last film ended, with the Cheng Wu School attending Chen-sen's funeral. And because Nora Meow isn't and opted to be in New Fist of Fury, they do a scene where it's shown that her character sort of kills herself. We meet Lo Lee as Miyamoto and the Japanese interpreter, Mr. Wong, who is just a clone of Paul Wei's character from the first movie. And it's business as usual when it comes to sort of the Fist of Fury sort of aesthetic and story. Like, they want the Cheng Wu school, so of course a fight breaks out. They start wrecking other schools, and now already at this point in the movie, we've had more and better fights than you see for the vast majority of New Fist of Fury. And that's what my problem with that movie. It just seems to take forever and a day to get going, New Fist of Fury. So the fight scenes in this, okay, they're sped up a little bit here and there, and I swear we even have Philip Cowell here as one of the extras too. So Lieh has taken over the school and wants to punish them for killing Mr. Suzuki, the guy from the first movie, and they want the master to sign over the school to them and to show they mean business. One of them gets branded, then one gets sliced to death. The students are like, don't sign it, teachers. Another gets branded and stabbed. So yeah, it might be in your best interest to sign it. We then meet Bruce Lieh, and he plays the brother of Bruce Lee's character. Go figure. I mean, I think that's all they could really do with him, just make him, you know, the brother of Bruce Lee. So I love how the pupils are like, it's our teacher's fault, he's an alcoholic and useless. Well, to be fair, the man has been through a lot, right? This teacher, he's been through a hell of a lot. Bruce Lee plays Chen, by the way, and he beats the crap out of some of the Japanese, and Lieh gets informed, and he just wants basically all the Chen-Wu students wiped out. So in terms of Fist of Fury narrative, it's pretty much business as usual. Chen Feng at this point has sort of become a drunk. Chen Shan reports to the police that Miyamoto took over the Qingwu school. Next, he's sort of beating the crap out of some of them in a fast fight. And believe me, for your sort of chop socky action, if I can talk properly, you get a lot of fights in this movie. Bit rich too, as Chen Shan is only standing up for what he believes in and what is right. Yet his fellow students want him out of Shanghai, as he's just causing more trouble, right? You know, like in the first movie, Bruce Lee, like they understand what he's done, but they know he must disappear because there's just the payoff's not going to be good. They want him to, so he doesn't get arrested and get caught. They don't agree with what he's done, but they knew he was grieving for his teacher and he wanted to get revenge. Here, like the fellow students of Chen Shan, they're like well, you're just causing more trouble. You just need to go. They just need to go. Like they just want him gone. He's only trying to help. So on top of branding and stabbing, we also have some whipping in this movie as well. You really do see in this movie as well how good Bruce Lee was, and unfortunately his career was always in the shadow of Bruce Lee, which is a shame, as the guy really did have some moves and could handle the action. More fight action, bones being broken, Japanese taking over the place, and I love how Chen Shan is like, I will go talk to the Japanese. I mean, hothead isn't the word. Like he's just straight in there. He's like, I'll just go and talk to the Japanese. But anyway, he actually goes to leave, right? So the guy's leaving, right? He's leaving, but yet he still gets attacked by some knife-wielding assassins when he gets the train. It's like the baddies want him out, the villains want him gone so they can sort of take over and carry on with their whole plan. He's leaving anyway, but they still attack him, right? Okay. He was just going. And what is great about this scene is that when the train and everything is that it gives the film sort of an action movie feel, even though it's very, very short. He gets kicked off the train and staggers back to his teacher. By the way, the whole plot is Lieh just wants all the Qingwu schools shut down. That is all the plot is, right? You don't. This film is not going to tax the brain too hard, okay? All that matters is he just wants to take over the Qingwu schools, and that's it. So they attack another school. Now Chen Shan is like, I shouldn't have started this. It's all my fault. Well, you have changed your tune, because at the start of the movie you were like, sort of, I want to go and sort them out and kick their ass. Now it's all, oh, well, I shouldn't have done this. It's all my fault that we're in this mess. He tells the police, I'm going to do things my way. If you arrest Miyamoto, I will turn myself in, which I think is a fair deal. Cue another fight scene. Lieh and the inspector have a word and what to do about Chen Shan. The amount of times as well Miyamoto says, I want to kill them all, or make sure to wipe out all the schools. It seems to be like his main catchphrases. Yeah, I mean, we do get nunchuckers in this movie, and what makes me laugh on the UK, I remember being in London, and on the VHS cover when I bought it when I was much, much younger, the cover was him holding the nunchucks, right? That was the cover of the movie, but obviously it was cut out at the time because the nunchucks were like sort of banned in the UK, but it always made me laugh, like, okay, so you've got a big like picture of Bruce Lee holding the nunchucks, oh awesome, but they're not actually in the movie. And if you watch Bruce Lee 2, it's amazing how many Bruce Lee mannerisms he does actually get down. He does actually play that Bruce Lee look really well. So Chen Shan gets arrested, but is given 1 day to sort things. So we basically have cut through the film, because it is basically, you know the story. There's just the Japanese guy that wants to take over the schools. They fight. There's a bit of talking. Then he comes to take over another school. They fight. That's sort of what you get with this movie. So we cut to the end fight, and some people have a problem with the end battle between Miyamoto and Chen, but I think it does the job okay. We get flips, they don't rush it, it's some real intensity with the kicking and punching, all on a hard floor I might add. Chen gets absolutely messed up here, like his kung fu suit gets absolutely torn to pieces I might add. Though when he takes his jacket off with all the cuts, he looks more like, it's weird because he takes the jacket off, he's got these cuts, and he looks more actually like Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon than Fist of Fury. He actually defeats him with like some finger pokes, would you believe, and actually spares him, but Miyamoto commits seppuku. The Ching Wu sort of reopens, and all I can say is, wow, a Fist of Fury film where our lead doesn't get shot at the end. You know, I remember watching this for the first time, I was like, oh, the lead actually survived in that one, you know, but I just couldn't believe it. But again, sort of crashed through the review there, but I think the general feel of Fist of Fury 2, I will try and review a lot more of the Bruceploitation films that come out, because there's loads of them. There's loads of them. I mean, that'll be a whole playlist. But I think the general consensus with Fist of Fury 2 is it does, although again, not the best film in the world, and it is again in the shadow of Fist of Fury, but I think it comes off and pays off and fares a lot better than what New Fist of Fury does. But again, if you have seen this or New Fist of Fury, watch them back to back and see which one you prefer, and then let me know in the comments below. And I think, like I say, the general consensus is this one is the better of the two, but if you prefer New Fist of Fury, make sure to let me know. Or do you think both movies suck and nothing will ever compare to the original? But let me know what you thought of Fist of Fury 2. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you again soon.
Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss all that heavenly glory.